When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Nah, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula. Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done.
Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkey's for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that.
Strictly with a Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the men's match. We're going to have to reset that score, but one final time, ICC wins it by the final score. Well, I'm trying to reset it. Maybe it will. There we go. Lady Indians win it 3-2 in overtime. We'll have that golden goal available on Twitter as well as our highlights from today's match. As we're getting the scoreboard set up top. So the Indians in the all-white kits this afternoon. The Rangers in all blue. ICC on the attack, right to left on your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to step away and try to help reset the scoreboard real quick. Please enjoy the broadcast. Hey, David, come set the reset the score. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize about that, as I had to call for David Strother to come fix everything. So the Indians on the attack here. Again, another North Division matchup here between ICC and Northwest. The Lady Indians picked up a 3-2 win in overtime on a golden goal by Grace Joyce. So it'll be a toss in here for the Indians on the far side of the pitch. Well, the clouds look like they might be breaking up a little bit, so we're going to stay with it as long as we can here. And the Indians looking to go to work. Far side of the pitch, it's going to be deflected out of bounds. It'll be a corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians.
Sully, sorry to distract you. How do you set the score?
Set yes score 0, enter.
Okay, hold on. There's no set yes score.
Set home score 0, enter.
Yeah, it's not there. Here it is.
And so a corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians. ICC needs to make this dangerous, see if they can get an early goal. Header is cleared out, and the Rangers are going to chase this one down, clear it back, and that's going to be kept that time by Gonzalez. And now they're going to reset. Presley with it now. Powerade to be great. Powerade, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics, part of the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works company out there in Tupelo. Now here come the Indians on the attack once again. Out on the wing, good defense that time out of the Rangers to break it up. Now the Indians get it back, send it ahead, and trying to clear it out, and now the Rangers do so. Poke it ahead, and the Rangers with control. But then just a poor touch sends it out of bounds. It'll be a toss in here for the Indians. So now the Indians with it. This is Ryan Parker with it up top now, surveying the defense. Tries to send it to Balichette, then Balichette just steps in front of it and takes it away. Parker gets it back now. And now here come the Rangers on the attack. Trying to go out wide. Oh, good idea, but broken up nicely that time by the Indians, forcing the offense to reset, allowing the defense to catch up here. Good job that time on the backside. That was Josh White coming in and making an excellent play for the Indians. As the ball rolls out of bounds, and Northwest will be set to toss this one in. Clouds continue to roll in to the right of us. Hopefully the rain will hold off. We're going to stay with the broadcast as long as we can, as long as that rain doesn't start falling too significant, or at least getting inside the area. We do have a cover above us, but not a lot, as we are out in the elements here in the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association broadcast booth. Balichelle does a great job of keeping the ball with the Indians. Now here comes ICC on the attack on the other end. Mad scramble for it. Good job by the Indians to get up and get it in a hurry, but then the Rangers take it right back. Physical play early on. And offsides is going to be the call here. I think the Indians, all three members of the back line that time when they threw up the arm, finally got the call made. And now the Rangers step in front of that one. Nicely done that time by Northwest. Now looking to get out on the wing. Going out wide with it now. Going to cut it across in the middle. Has a man on the backside. Tries to get a little fancy with the dribble, and that's going to be Parker clearing it out. So now the ball will be tossed in. The Rangers will have it. And now the ball has been sent forward. Ooh, a lot of aggressive play, physical play so far in the match, as the ball's going to go out of bounds. Be a toss in here for the Rangers. And the ball poked away. Balichette had it and still battling for it and gets it. Dribbles through, is tripped up, and the Rangers take it back. This shot's going to be deflected off. Josh White clears it. The Rangers are going to camp underneath it. So ICC with it now. Dribbling back. Going to kind of just settle it down for a minute. See if they can possibly make a few things work here. Ball sent ahead. The Rangers really not even moving for it. Just were in the right spot at the right time. Able to take that one away. And now here come the Rangers on the attack. Nicely done that time on the stop. That was Presley coming in and making the play, and now here come the Indians on the attack. And offsides is going to be the call here on the Indians, as that was number 7, Kane, streaking ahead for that one. As we said, cloud cover continuing to increase. We'll break away if we need to due to the weather. We hope to not have to do that. We hope to be able to bring you the broadcast in its entirety this evening. Ball sent out wide. I know one thing, with the cloud moving in, the breeze continues, and it feels good. Now here comes Northwest on the attack on the wing. Trying to get inside. One-on-one opportunity here. Shoots and wide. Oh, a great opportunity there for the Rangers. A break, though, for the Indians as the ball goes wide. And they're going to call it a corner opportunity here for Northwest. So a corner kick coming in here for the Rangers. So we're joined in the ICC Foundation Broadcast and Alumni Association broadcast booth by Coach David Strother. And Coach, my oh my, what a win.
What a game, man. Golly. Just all credit to Northwest. Since I've been here at Itawamba, it's never been an easy contest playing against those guys. And so playing against them at the start of the division play, it's be on our second match in the North for the 2018 season. Just all credit to them because they challenged us. So we weren't playing bad, and we still were down 2-0. And for us to battle back in the second half and then overtime, just credit to my girls as well. Very, very proud of their efforts.
Well, Coach, I listened in on your overtime speech to the girls, and you said, let's go win this thing on first possession. They're tired, attack, and just how you drew it up. And now here comes the Indians on the attack on the other end. ICC trying to find the opener here. 0-0 is your score. Great job hustling back defensively by the Rangers. And Coach, continue on your thought.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I mean, you're gonna tell them that, and you're gonna hopefully see that, and very seldom does it really work itself out like that in the first 26 seconds of overtime for it to happen. But there was an energy at the end of the second half that was leading into halftime, and I saw that with my players. So I just told them, I said, you're on the front foot. They are a little fatigued, so if you can get it's golden goal. First one to score it is the winner. So you might as well just go ahead and get it in the first shot. And it wasn't the first shot. It was the rebound second shot. So super proud of them, though, for just fighting through.
Grace Joyce had that put back in for the win. Good job of being aware enough that even though the keeper, who, by the way, for Northwest had an outstanding day, she able to get a hand of it. It came off the post. And now here comes ICC on the attack, broken up again nicely by the Rangers. But, yeah, came off that post and was able to come in and get the rebound and put it home.
Right, and if she's not the goalkeeper of the week after that performance in the MACJC, someone else is going to have some real stellar stats. But she just did an absolute great job for Northwest today. And we knew she's a good goalkeeper, probably one of the strongest ones in the state in regards to her hands. And she gave us one today, and we will gladly take that with the second goal we scored with Fran Gallegos. But after that, she was rock solid all the way through.
Yeah, Fran got a birthday gift, if you will, in that way it popped up over.
That's very true.
So ICC with it now. 0-0 is your score. 34.5 to play here in the first half. A North Division match here. All right, well, David, let's talk about the men's match right now, and we'll get back to the women's match as we progress throughout the contest. Just talk about the state of mind for the Indians right now and how they want to go against this Ranger squad.
Well, in this league, it's all about momentum. And even though we haven't played in a week, the Itawamba team is sitting on 3 points in the North with the win over East Central, and Northwest is coming in from a game where they just lost to East Central. And so I think it's just going to be a statement of the first 15 or 20 minutes to see the teams get settled in and see how they play. Northwest is known for sitting back a little bit, more of a 4-5-1 defensively, and that's something that sometimes gives a fit to Itawamba whenever teams sit back on them. So it'll be interesting to see how the two teams kind of mix and mold with their formations and their possession within these first 15 or 20 minutes.
That's kind of what you're seeing right now, these two teams kind of jabbing at each other at a heavyweight bout to start this match. ICC with it across the way. As O'Daniel, broken up, ends up at the feet of Balichete, and then a nice job just getting in front of that one to clear it out. And I believe that's Gonzalez who steps back in front of it. They're going to send it back to Parker and reset here for the Indians. And it's one of the Indians you got to do here. You got to be patient, find your zones, and get the angles on the attack.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And you're going to see that Northwest is going to be content with allowing Itawamba's back line to hold possession. They're not really going to press that ball. They don't want to expose the space behind their line. So it's going to be Itawamba's responsibility to not just use the ball in possession across the back line, but I would say for the outside backs to get going forward a little bit, creating some overlapping runs against those outside backs and outside midfielders for Northwest.
So the ball goes way out of bounds. One of the other balls, I think, went into Firewater Creek earlier. Nobody has retrieved that yet, so able to chase that one down across the way. So it'll be a corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians. Coming up on 32.5 to play here in the first half. Of course, you'll be able to see highlights from the women's match later this evening, along with a couple of interviews as well. As this one's sent along the way, and that one was off the backside, or did they call off sides?
I think it crossed over the end line and
gotcha.
they came back into play. And so,
gotcha.
That's something else, too, that Itawamba needs to improve on a little bit is the amount of corner kicks that this team is getting and not finishing. With the size that Itawamba has and the way that they're so aggressive in the air, we just need a little bit better service in those entry balls coming into the 18. I think we're averaging 8 to 10 corners per game, and with that many chances, you'd like to see a goal or two be scored off of those.
So the 50-50 ball control by the Indians. Gonzalez had it, then kicks it out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Rangers.
And with Northwest, I think what you're going to see a lot of is you got 25 in the center of the field. He's kind of running the attacking midfield position for Northwest today. Seems to be their most dynamic player. He likes to get on the ball. You see him here, just trying to make things happen all on his own. And so anytime he's able to get into space, that's whenever he's most dangerous. So it's going to be interesting to see how Itawamba defends against him and make sure that he doesn't exploit them on the dribble.
So a toss in here for the Rangers. As ball is being pinballed around, and now the Rangers have it with an opportunity here. Trying to go back towards the middle, and it's a poor touch, but then cleared out nicely that time by the Indians. ICC really caught a break there because that was a good opportunity for the Rangers, and now here come the Indians trying to get out in transition. This is O'Daniel, and he goes ahead, and they call the whistle, and that stops the play.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, my goodness, a tough break there. And that's going to be a yellow card on the Rangers. And, Coach, that's one of those you'd like to see them continue.
Absolutely.
Especially when they had a scoring opportunity there.
And you saw Coach Sullivan down there talking to the AR on the sideline here, and he's absolutely right. And I think now the center official recognizes what he did because that's the way that you exploit these block systems. You try to get a counter ball and counter a transition moment before they're able to get set up into their defending. And that was a great exit ball. I think that was Brendan Kane that played that ball. And it was a great opportunity for us to get into the attack. And unfortunately, the defender that's wearing orange slowed it down.
So here comes the Indians. Balachete is going to leave it back to Kane. Left foot, deflected, pinballed around. Can the Indians still see if they can get it? Leaves it over the middle, and the Rangers are going to clear it out. Nicely done that time by the Rangers. Another opportunity there for the Indians. They made it dangerous, but a great defensive play. ICC gets it back. Now Balachete with it, looking to go to work. Weaves his way through traffic. Drops it to the backside and looking to see that time if it may have been Austin Rowell that came into the contest, see if he would go backside with it, but the ball just drifted a little bit more towards the keeper than Rowell.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good play by Luan, just to send a ball that was a 50% shot, 50% cross, and if Rowell would have been actually running onto it, it would have been a really great opportunity for a header.
So we're still scoreless here, 0-0. Inside 30 minutes to play in the first half. If you're just now joining us, the Lady Indians picked up an exciting 3-2 win in overtime on a golden goal by Grace Joyce off a rebound in the first possession of overtime. Lady Indians, for the first time in the history of the program, go 4-0 on the year. And David, the girls, the ladies and you have been making some great strides in the program over the last few years. And just another benchmark for the Lady Indians program.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I even told them that after the match, it's 4-0 and it's exciting. And tied for first place in the North, but we could go and play the next 12 matches and not go that way, and we finish 4-12. Now that's not the expectation, and that's not what we're striving for, and that's certainly not what we want to have happen. But we just are trying to focus one game at a time, and to see the way that we're battling through these different games with different outcomes. To go to East Central and go down and respond to that, and go down here and respond to that, and have some games early on the season where we were kind of sort of on the front side the whole entire match. I think these are good tests because it's going to prepare us for the playoff runs, and that's our expectations, is to not just have a good season, but we want to make a statement in the playoffs as well.
50-50 ball sent down the pitch, controlled by the Indians. They're going to clear it back to Ryan Parker, who will survey now, sends it ahead to Balachete. Balachete with a quick touch, and now here comes the Indians in transition. Into the middle of the pitch they go. Out wide they go to Kane. Kane with it now. Sends it with the left foot across and broken up nicely by the Rangers. The Indians are knocking on the door. Just can't quite find one to go home just yet. The Rangers, though, credit the defense, making things difficult for the Indians. Into the middle they go. Kane puts a quick foot on that one. Just couldn't quite get a proper angle on it, but you still like the aggressiveness out of the Indians.
Yeah, and you can see they're building up through the width, and that's, I think, where they're going to be the most exciting and also the most dangerous. It would be interesting to see if the outside midfielders would maybe start taking their touch inside. And so instead of just staying wide and crossing the ball in, maybe taking their first touch inside, cutting across their body, setting themselves up for maybe a right-footed shot as a left midfielder, because Northwest is doing a good job of being organized inside the 18. So it'd just be a different wrinkle to break them down a little bit differently.
Well, that ball quickly taken away by the Indians. That was Rowell who stepped in front of that one. Now here comes ICC trying to get out in transition. Kane with it, looking to go on the cross to the backside. That is going to be Clayton O'Daniel, who has to let it settle and take control of the ball now. Trying to reset. O'Daniel looking to go inside. The ball is going to be hit and knocked out of bounds. It'll be a corner opportunity here for the Indians. And, Coach, this is going to be the third corner for ICC. Got to make something really, really dangerous here.
Sure. And, we've talked about this before. You see number 4, Ryan Parker from Australia, going up into the box. And he's so aggressive and so physical in the air. You would think that maybe they're not looking to play this ball short. Maybe they're thinking about trying to find a way to find Ryan Parker with this corner kick.
So now they send it back, a little soft touch on the inside on the corner. Now they go inside with it. Header is cleared out. Oh, you got to fire on that instead of letting it settle that time. But the ball coming back inside, and the Rangers clear it out. Sometimes, Coach, you really like to see, I reference golf a lot. Sometimes you'd like to fluff the shot up a little bit to be able to get your perfect opportunity, but sometimes you just got to hit it out of the rough.
Grip it and rip it. That's right, and I think a lot of collegiate players fall victim to that, where you're under pressure and you want it to be the perfect shot. I think basketball is a great analogy of this. Just that catch and shoot, that quick release that a lot of three-point shooters do nowadays, like Steph Curry. It's something I try to encourage with my team as well. Just take a chance. If you sky it, if you shank it, it's okay, but just try to take a chance to get out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Now here comes the Indians once again on the attack, trying to go out wide with it, broken up nicely that time by the Rangers. 25-45 in play and counting here until halftime. 0-0, still the situation here between the Indians and the Rangers. If you're just now joining us, 3-2 was the winner in the first match of the day. Lady Indians win with a golden goal off of Grace Joyce. ICC in the all-white kits, all-blue kits for Northwest. ICC on the attack from right to left on your screen. The Rangers with the counterattack left to right. So the Rangers take away that toss in. They clear it back, and it's just going to trickle back now. This is Presley with it. Drops it up top. Gonzalez drops it over the middle. This is Heredia with it now. Heredia sends it out wide to White. White, and a little give-and-go action, trying to get it back out wide to White. Lets it settle. Wanting to work one-on-one. Tries to get past the defender. Now sends it with the left foot, and we're going to have a whistle and stoppage here, so another opportunity here for the Indians, Coach.
Yeah, and they can set it up just like a corner kick. It's close enough to goal, and the angle setup's very similar to a corner, just about 5 yards, maybe a little bit further off the line. And I'm sure they're going to treat this just like a corner as well.
So Balachete will be set to take this free kick here. Sends it. Header. Oh, bounces off, and Coach.
Ryan Parker.
We saw it in your match as well. For a post that is round, I have seen more balls bounce off and away from the goal than I've seen all season long.
We thought the same thing. You know, these are new purchases that we had. Compliments to the Tornadoes that landed back in May, and we were excited about them. They're supposed to be the newest edition of an international goal. But, yeah, I told Sully at halftime of our women's game that I think we're going to go over the weekend and just do a light sanding on the insides of them, because it seems like every bounce is going away from goal. Now, we'll take it, though, because 5 seconds left in our game before overtime, Northwest hit the post, and it could have gone. And so just as much as we're not getting the bounce, our opponents aren't getting the bounce either.
Yeah, what I was about to say, a break went your way that way as well to open the door for that come-from-behind win in overtime. So we're still looking for our breakthrough here as we're about 23 minutes and 30 seconds until halftime. Adam Gore up in the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association broadcast booth, being joined by Coach David Strother. And ouch. That's just one of those unfortunate things when a couple of players go up for the ball and they're going to stop the clock here. And, Coach, this is one thing that soccer is doing a good job of, in my opinion, is allowing referees to stoppage and get players checked on after head-to-head contact like that.
Fully agree, and it's nice to see that, you know, even though there's no blood, nothing like that, it's just, hey, a natural stoppage. Let them come and check on them, and even as they're checking, more than likely these two will be asked to step off the field so they can be evaluated. Yeah,
and that's coming from a guy that's had more than one concussion in his life. It's unfortunate it wasn't as paid attention to whenever I was coming up. That's one thing that, you really, really just got to be careful with that this day and age, because it really don't take a whole lot. Once you get that first concussion, that's one thing that people don't realize. Once you get that first concussion, the second one, third one is a lot easier to get.
Oh, absolutely, especially with the conditions that these players play in nowadays. The game has become so physical. So, you know, you don't want them to play timid, because that's whenever injuries can take place. And but also you don't want them to play in an unsafe environment. And it's nice to see that the official is controlling the game pretty well.
And so the official giving both teams the opportunity to kind of grab a drink of water, getting some subs in this situation here. And David, it's been one of those days, especially in your match. You saw a lot of the girls. I mean, it almost came down to who had enough gas left in the tank at the end of the day. It's been nice up here for us because we've been in the shade, but on the pitch today, it has just been blistering.
Yeah, it was surprisingly hot. I did notice that early on, and I thought that was one of our strengths. You know, in reality, all season long, we've made a lot of substitutions with the women's side, and that's something that I think benefited us this game and also our game at East Central last week. I could see that the fatigue was setting in them. I think that's one reason they sat back so much, was just because they did not have the legs to build into the attack. But whenever you have a dynamic player like number 14 for their team, you know, she gets a touch on the ball and she was making positive things happen all day long.
Yeah, she was extremely dangerous.
Yeah, so they sat back with 9 and a goalkeeper, and then, okay, let's just play to her and see what happens. And even with the defenders we left back, she still gave us fits.
Well, here comes the Indians trying to answer on the attack. Heredia with it now. Going to send it across the pitch. Just not a good touch on that one, as it was easily taken away by the Rangers. Now the Rangers want to get out in transition. They send it ahead, and his foot failed him that time as he just went to kick it, and, well, he just lost his balance.
And I thought that was a good job by Itawamba in the recovery, coming back defensively. So, you know, you can see right now even all the number of the white shirts that are back here on the defensive half of the field, not really giving a chance for Northwest to get any space back behind their line.
And the ball is, great effort that time by the Ranger player to hustle down and get that one just before it went out of bounds, but then he saved it back and it was deflected off his teammate out of bounds, so ICC does eventually get the ball, but great hustle there on that end. Well, Coach, you've had enough time to look at the first more than 19 minutes, almost halfway through the first half. Your thoughts so far on the first half?
Well, I think it's exactly what we kind of talked about right whenever I first stepped into the booth, just letting each team feel each other out. You know, Northwest is going to do what I told you. They're gonna sit back and allow Itawamba to stay into possession. So I think it's just going to come down to Itawamba quicker movements into the attacking half, quicker decision-making, quicker combination play just to break through that line. And that's something that will be interesting because, like I stated earlier, anytime there's a low block against Itawamba, it seems to give them a little bit of a fit.
So the toss in will be to Balichete. He lets the ball settle, surveys the defense, now goes over the middle, opportunity, but a nice play defensively by the Rangers to take it away. ICC keeps it, though. This is Heredia with it now. Oh, between the legs, and we're going to have stoppage on the play there. Don't know if there was really enough contact to warrant a call. It looked like more Heredia kind of getting tripped up on himself. So
probably, but still, if it's a stoppage in favor of Itawamba's on the ball. Just give it an extra touch and see what gets developed. And I know that the referee's trying to still manage the game, but that is part of game management. Just allowed the advantage to play for 2 more touches.
So a free kick here coming from Balachete. He sends it, got a man streaking to the backside, and once again the Rangers, they seem to be reading this play pretty well for the Indians. That's the second time they've been able to get in front of the ball before the ICC would have a chance to put a shot on goal, and credit the Rangers. They're getting it done so far here in the first half.
Yeah, and this could be a battle of endurance similar to what the women's match was. You know, you sit back so much defensively. Eventually it comes down to, what type of play can break down that defensive line. May not happen in the first 20 minutes. May take a whole period or even a part of the second period. But if Itawamba can continue to put pressure on them, they will eventually break through the lines.
Well, here comes that opportunity for the Indians. Now they go out wide. This is Kane with it, looking to go on the cross, looking for the backside. Oh, once again, broke up nicely by the Rangers. Tell you what, the Rangers was out of position that time, did a good job of hustling to get back. Brendan had a good idea, had a man on the backside, just another great defensive play by the Rangers breaks that up. Now here comes ICC, and again, the Rangers cleared out nicely.
Yeah, I thought that was a great build-up there by Brendan Kane. Serving the ball a little bit faster this time instead of taking extra touches. Slotted the ball in a really dangerous spot, but it's the organization of the center backs for Northwest. You can see them getting on the ball a little bit earlier than Itawamba.
So 19:23 to go here until halftime. 0-0, still the situation between ICC and the Rangers of Northwest. 50-50 ball high in the air. And it's going to be sent around, and the Rangers put a foot on it, still loose on the pitch, and still loose. Still loose, and finally going to be deflected off the ICC player, and it will belong to the Rangers. So just a mad scramble for the ball that time, eventually bouncing around in favor of Northwest.
Good defensive pressure there by Itawamba, just putting number 17 under on his touch, not even worrying about trying to win the ball, just let him kind of pass it out of bounds so they can run the throw in.
And so the Indians with it on the far side of the pitch, trying to find that breakthrough goal here. 0-0 is the situation. 18:35 to play until halftime. They drop it out wide, try to send it inside, deflected off the Northwest player to be another corner kick here. And as many corner kicks as you see, and it sounds like a broken record here for those that might be listening and watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, you got to make these opportunities dangerous.
Yeah, and even the build-up right there was nice. You could see Itawamba playing to their center forward, but just no one was running off of it. So to get a corner off of that, it's pretty good. Little tricky flick right there.
And good opportunity there for the Indians. Beautiful pass, and I tell you what, the keeper's coming up, shaking up, and I don't blame him one bit, as that ball was blistered off the foot of, I didn't see who put it in that time, but put it right in his gut, probably knocked the wind out of him.
These goalkeepers in Northwest, I don't know what Senatopia has in the water, but they are on fire. So whatever they're doing in their goalkeeping training, kudos to them, because in the women's game it was just like that as well.
So 50-50 ball up in the air. Lost it in the sun, did both teams, and the Rangers have it now. That's offsides, no call, as he was behind the guy that was trying to get to the ball, but there's the Indians to take it away. Good job by the Indians to battle back and rally to get that one away.
So that's an interesting call, Gore, and that's actually changed from last season. And so you can be in an offside position, but if the defensive team makes a touch on the ball and it comes to you after they make the touch, you are no longer offside. And so it's a really, really, in my eyes, dumb call.
Yeah.
And a dumb decision, because you can put them in a camped out position, and we actually had that happen to us last season, where it was a deflection. Center back went to go kick the ball, missed the ball, and a forward who was 20 yards behind the play, it fell right to her feet and she had a breakaway. So I think it's something that FIFA is probably going to go and review over time, but yeah, it's a different type of rule now.
I agree with you on that then, because it just gives too much gray area for opinion and decision, as this shot is deflected away by the back line of Northwest yet again. They've been playing outstanding today to help out their keeper. This shot from distance, and it is no good unless you're Sean Cannon, You like that type of kick, but the Indians staying aggressive, though.
Yeah, I think that's okay with John Gonzalez. You can see maybe that's a shot with frustration just from distance, but he is actually good enough to put that on frame. So he just mishit it a little bit, leaned back on it, and so I don't mind him hitting that because he can be dangerous when he chooses to do so. Just want to make sure it's done for the right reasons.
And another substitution coming into the match here for the Rangers. This looks to be number 12, Hayes, checking into the contest. Remind you, if you have to break away from the match here, you can get live stats on the Rangers website, nwccrangers.com. Just go to the men's soccer page. You'll see the match on the schedule for Itawamba. You'll see live stats to the right side of the screen, and that's where you click to find it.
Yeah, I'd definitely say the two best SID departments in the whole MACJC. Of course, I think we're a tier above, but those guys over at Northwest do a really good job.
And shot and goal for the Indians. Nice job, as I believe that was Balachete getting it in that time as it just developed in time. And, Coach, that's kind of what you talked about. As we're trying to get that Little Caesars instant replay to run, it's not wanting to run for us. But, Coach, that's what you talked about. Get it out in transition, catch them out of their laid-back defense, and we're able to stick that one home.
Yeah, and anytime that you can get your attacking midfield, who that's what Luan is. He's a true number 10 for Itawamba. Anytime you can get him running through the lines, that's great. And that's something that Itawamba needs to get more of, not just through this game, but through the season. He's such a good clinical finisher. Love to see him finish a ball inside the box.
So Balachete comes in and breaks open this scoreless contest here. 1-0 now, the Indians with the lead and kind of just able to breathe a little bit more right now if you're an ICC fan. As the Indians lead this one 1-0 here in the first half. Excuse me, while I update Twitter, Lee Adams is not with us today. He's at home. His wife feeling a little bit under the weather, so having to take care of the kiddos and the wife, so playing Super Daddy back in Guntown.
You see Northwest just getting back on the ball here. This is actually the first time they've really tried to do a little bit of possession. Now earning a foul off of some of that possession. So I think the next 5 minutes are really going to be important for Northwest not to get content and say, hey, it's just one goal. Let's see if we can just sit back and maybe not let them get again. One thing about Northwest is they can score quickly. Last game against East Central, they scored 2 goals, I think, within a 17-second time frame.
Wow.
So they are capable of putting them in, and you want to see if they can just keep up that offensive threat that they really haven't shown so much of in the first half.
That one carries just a little far. That was Preston Maddox that came up and made the easy catch on it. Maddox getting the start in goal here for the Indians this afternoon. So 1-0 ICC with the lead inside 14 minutes to play. Now they send it from distance. You know, Coach, on that side of the pitch, not a bad idea to take those type shots, especially with the keeper looking back in the sun.
Yeah, and 25 for Northwest, like I said, I think he's probably their most dynamic player, and he recognizes that the goalkeeper's off his line. So that was actually a really good decision. You don't want to see simple turnovers like that by Itawamba, just too soft and too easy for the goalkeeper to be caught in a transition moment.
So a goal kick coming up here for ICC. Maddox just simply chips that one ahead. Mass substitutions for both teams coming into the match. And now here comes Balachete again. Leaves it out wide to Brendan Kane. Kane tries to go backside. Just a little miscue on that, as he did have, I believe that was Clayton O'Daniel on the backside, trying to set up for the cross, just a little too strong with the foot.
Mm-hmm. And he's even hitting that first time, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier. You know, he can take a settling touch. He can go 1v1 with that outside back. He can take his touch inside, creates an opportunity for him to cut it inside with the right-footed shot, and Brendan Kane is dynamic with both his left foot and right foot, so it would be nice to give him a different wrinkle.
So a goal kick coming up here for the Rangers. 12:45 and counting here in the first half. 1-0 ICC with the lead. And now here comes the Rangers over the top. An opportunity here for the equalizer. Sends it ahead, and Maddox makes the smart play. And we're going to have a foul whistled here. And they're going to be a free kick. They were checking to see if it was inside the box.
Ooh, that's pretty generous. I think if he was going to call that, he should have been calling the contact was made inside the box. So generous call, and certainly take advantage of that and see if Itawamba can get their lines organized.
So the AR on the side, she was getting very vocal. Actually came in, made a pretty good call in your match. The center official was not going to call the player running onto the pitch, and he said, I didn't see it, I can't call it. And she came in and kind of said, I did see it, so you are going to call it.
Yeah, we had a discussion there, I guess, at midline. Hopefully you guys didn't have too much of that on video. But, everybody's learning within the MACJC sometimes. So, yeah, the player just decided to run a play to step in, and the referee just let her go.
So he tries to go in off the wall, bounces it off the wall. Now the ball is going to roll inside, and the shot is up and good.
Calling him offside.
They're going to call him offside, though. Take it away. Break for the Indians. And a big-time break there, Coach.
Absolutely. And I will give all credit to the AR. She's very organized on her line, and she is calling a very good game.
Not a bad foul there by the Rangers as ICC quickly got out in transition. Reached up and grabbed him to stop the transition play to allow the defense to get back. It's one of those that was pretty smart that time.
Sure, and he may earn a yellow card for this, but that's a smart decision by that defender. And so no harm, no foul, literally on there, just to take a yellow card and walk off the field because they were in a counter moment.
Yeah, especially as goals have been few and far in between. That was a big-time play there for number 25 to come up and sacrifice that situation to stop the play, and he will check out. Checking into the contest would be Torres for the Rangers. So this will be a free kick opportunity here for ICC. Ryan Parker will put a foot into this one. So Parker puts a boot into this one, sends it in. Oh, dangerous situation there. Made a good ball that time, as it was Garrett Parrish who came up and nearly had the proper angle on it and beat the keeper to the ball, but a great play that time by Houston, the keeper, for the Rangers to go up and make the play.
Yeah, great hands by the keeper to just take away the dangerous opportunity for Itawamba's attack.
Now here comes the Rangers on the attack on the other end. Cleared out nicely that time by the Indians. Allow the defense to reset here. 10:45 and counting. And this ball is just going to be sent out of bounds. Just one of those miscues, an unforced error that time by the Rangers, and it'll be a toss in here for ICC. Well, the Indians did a great job of getting out in transition. Balachete was able to get the goal that time. He's got 2 shots, 1 on goal, obviously 1 successful. For ICC, 8 shots, 4 on goal. For the Rangers, 4 shots, 2 on goal. ICC's had 4 corner opportunities to the Rangers 1. And that is your Sonic stats. Remind you, they got the Car Hop Classic going on at Sonic right now. You can get a quarter-pound double cheeseburger or one of those sliders paired with a medium tot for $2.99. And I tell you what, that might be 2 things I get after this match today. Beautiful save that time by Maddox. Took away the cross. And the Rangers will have it now, and that is going to be a hard tackle and a foul called on Kirkpatrick.
And these are the dangerous opportunities that Northwest is going to try to capitalize. You know, not really building up too much in their attack, but whenever they're getting these set pieces kind of close to the box and close to the area, you're going to see them be dangerous. They were dangerous in the last one. They just happened to be offside.
And so now here comes an opportunity for the Rangers. Also an opportunity here for both teams to kind of catch their breath on a very hot, unnormally hot day here in Fulton. Good thing to see the clouds kind of broke up around us. And so now they're going to set up the wall here for the Indians. They send it, and no, the post unkind, and then the header too tall. Wow, again.
Dangerous.
The thing is round. How does it not go home? A break for the Indians. Even the second opportunity was just a little too tall that time. Trying to send it ahead to O'Daniel. Not there. Good decision by the keeper to come up out of his position to make the play and take away the opportunity for the Indians. 1-0, your score. And now the Indians get it back after the defender fell, and things start to get a little chippy here. O'Daniel and the defender, and that one's going to be knocked down. And now you're going to hear the Northwest fans argue and say where the call was at midfield versus the call there. Well, that's JUCO ball for you, no matter the sport. Once things kind of get a little physical, referees need to kind of insert themselves and get things back under control here. And that was the case there. So now the Indians a chance to maybe take a 2-0 lead here if they can make this free kick dangerous. So it looks like it may be Balichette on to attempt this free kick. Instead, they're going to go with a shot on goal that time by Brendan Kane. Nicely saved by Houston. Was able to pick up on that one and make the diving stop to keep the match 1-0 in favor of ICC. 50-50 ball won by the Indians, but then given away by ICC. And just a mad scramble for it right now. Kirkpatrick trying to get over the side. He does now. Beats his defender. He's going to be shoved and no call. And Kirkpatrick still trying to keep it on the far side. Does so. Now squeezes it out to Balichette, and we got a stoppage on play here. And so now back to action, and this will be Balichette with the free kick on the far side of the pitch. Sending it inside, and the keeper comes up and makes another great decision to come up and make the play on that one. It was a good send on the cross that time. Garrett Parrish was there. But now here come the Indians. Poor touch on the part of Brendan Kane to give the ball back. And now the Rangers with it, trying to get in transition. Good job across the way. That's number 18 for the Indians, Rainey, into the contest to take that one away, and another one. So now we're starting to see the referees get back in this thing and try to get it back under control, where any type of play now is going to draw a whistle and a stoppage there for the play, and it'll be another free kick coming up here for the Indians. So now things get a little bit chippy here between the Indians and the Rangers.
Yeah, that's the type of game it can turn into. Almost 5 minutes left in the half, and this is one of those opportunities where you go up 2-0, you create a little bit more separation, but Northwest can easily get a few chances themselves and make this 1-1 before the half.
Balichette sends that one in. Header, just wide. Good send that time by Balichette, as that was Garrett Parrish that was there. Just couldn't get the proper angle on it, as a pair of subs will come in here for the Rangers. And so Sully getting out, doing a little bit of coaching out there, trying to get them to realize, hey, you can run forward if you want to. And so this time the keeper actually kind of slips when he sends it down the pitch, and Kirkpatrick steps in front of it. Now swings it out wide. This is Ryan Morgan with it. Morgan's going to send it ahead to Heredia. Heredia sends it out wide to Brendan Kane. Kane lets it settle. Now lets the defender fly by him. Puts it on the cross. So looking for O'Daniel. Broken up nicely, though, by the Rangers. In the middle now, O'Daniel takes it back. O'Daniel lets it settle. Bumped. No whistle. Good no call that time. And now the Indians get it right back. Heredia with it. Looking to go to work. Trying to break away from the defender. Sends it out wide to Brendan Kane. Kane's going to let it slow down. Going to chase it back out before it goes out of bounds on the side. Now sends it between the legs of the defender. Here comes Brendan Kane. Sends it on the cross, and nicely done that time again by the Rangers to break it up. And now here comes Northwest trying to get out in transition. Sends it ahead. Gonzalez, though, is there to send it back. Nicely done that time. And I'll tell you what, Coach, you said it best. There's something in the water in Senatobia right now. These keepers have been playing outside their minds.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great testament to, the past few years has just been really good goalkeepers for both the men and women. Always at Northwest, they've always had really good, strong, athletic goalkeepers.
So another goal kick coming up here for the Rangers. 4:05 to play here in the first half. 1-0 is your score here in favor of the Indians. 50-50 ball. Going to be headed back that time, and then headed back towards midfield. A little ball bouncing around for everybody. It looks like it's going to be won here by the Indians. And then, just a tough break there as he came charging in that time, did Ryan Morgan, and loses it out of bounds. So the ball back to the Rangers. They trail this one 1-0. And then the Rangers return the favor and send it out of bounds on their own. Just a poor miscommunication that time. ICC going to try to speed it ahead. This is going to be Balichette with it. And he is going to be hit and bumped, and they're going to say, is it going to be a corner opportunity? Yes, it is for the Indians. With 3:21 to go here in the first half, the Indians would love to see this lead expand to 2-0 here on this corner opportunity. So ICC puts it in play. Balichette with it now, wanting to work one-on-one, gets by this defender, now goes in and tries to go inside, maybe just a little too many touches that time before we give it up, and the Rangers come in and make a great play, force the offense to reset, and then they lose it out of bounds.
That's unfortunate. You know, you've got your numbers in the attack, and you just don't really even need a ball to necessarily be dangerous right there. You just got to maintain possession so you can build up with all your numbers forward. So play the ball out of bounds right there. It's a little bit wasted.
And the Rangers return it back as it goes out of bounds. Morgan to toss this one in. Balichette over to Brendan Kane, who sends it ahead. Ball is popped up in the air. The Rangers will step underneath this one. The header just kind of bouncing around amongst themselves right now. Clayton O'Daniel trying to get to it inside the box, and the Rangers cleared it out nicely. So this ball is going to be taken away by the Indians. Kept in bounds, nope, out of bounds, they say. And so the Rangers will get it back on the toss in. Ball is popped up and bounced off the chest of the Ranger player and eventually settles and gets it back. And now here comes Northwest trying to go the length of the field. Nicely done by Gonzalez to get there and pop it ahead. And there's a handball. How is that not a handball?
Well, you can see I didn't even think that Northwest would even try to be this dangerous maybe with those direct balls in the last minute and a half or so. I thought both teams were kind of showing fatigue getting into the end of the first half, and it was nice to see that diagonal ball that was just played by Northwest, because it shows that they're still trying to go to goal. They're not trying to settle in for a 1-0. They're trying to see if they can tie this up before halftime.
So as David mentioned, 1-0 is your score. ICC with the lead, coming up on a minute left here in the first half. Coach, as you know, I'm not the most versed person when it comes to the game of soccer. On these toss-ins, how much room are you given, or kind of just gray area you given to run up and toss it in?
So you can well, by the way, it's throw-in. But that doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me.
Okay, I'll try to correct that.
But on throw-ins, you can actually you can back up as far as you would like to be, as long as you don't overstep where the ball initially went out of. So there's a gray area, though, because there's no marking system.
Yeah.
So it's actually something that you're seeing change in the game, like on set pieces and things, because it's the same thing on the field for free kicks, direct kicks, indirect kicks. You're seeing now referee crews have a spray, and they will spray a dissolvable paint that only stays for about 20 or 30 seconds. They'll spray that, and then you back up 10 yards naturally from that spot of the foul. And so throw-ins are a little gray area. A lot of times, especially if a team does it quickly, you'll see them sometimes extend 5 or 10 extra yards. But if a referee's paying attention, he will blow the whistle.
Well, you see that quite often, especially on this level. And I was thinking that in your match as well. There's a lot of times they would almost
sneak it.
Yeah, sneak it up, as that's going to do it for the first half of play. 1-0 Indians with the lead here at halftime. And Coach, you're going to try to stick around for the second half? Sure. You got things to do? Okay.
No, that's good.
Well, Coach is going to stick around for the second half. Let's go ahead and move into our Little Caesars halftime report. Let's talk about your first half thoughts. These first half thoughts being brought to you by the Bank of Okolona.
All right, so in the first half, I think it's, once again, just Itawamba sticking to their system, trying to move the ball, just see if they can do it just a little bit faster. Based on what I'm seeing with Northwest, they seem to be more of the counterattack team, trying to play to their target forward and run off of that. So it'll be interesting to see the changes. Maybe Northwest may change it a little bit and put 2 forwards up top, so they have more diversity to go into the attack. It'd be interesting to see if maybe even Itawamba can adjust and maybe put more people in the center part of the midfield so they can build through possession and maybe attack on the dribble through the middle instead of through the widths.
That's your first half thoughts through the eyes of Coach David Strother. ICC leads it 1-0 here at halftime. Coach, let's just keep it with you here before I let you go and do what you need to do. Let's look back on your 3-2 win over in the first match today. A golden goal off the foot of Grace Joyce off a rebound. 4-0 for the first time in program history. More importantly, got those 3 points in division play.
Yeah, it's so tough in this league. It's getting better and better every single year, and the MACJC is becoming a very, very competitive league within the nation. And so we always appreciate the division play. We always respect that, to earn points, you're going to have to play your best. And we had to do that. Like I stated earlier, we weren't playing bad, and we went down 2-0. It was a mental mistake on the first goal. I thought we could have defended that a little bit better 1v1. And then the second goal was just our back line was exposed because we'd been in possession and in the attack so much. So for us to stay focused into our system and know that it would eventually take place, I made a few tactical adjustments, and not going to take credit for it because the players made great runs to get in there. But they're believing in our system, and they're believing in what we're wanting to do. And to fight back and get 3 goals, it was just a great testament to what we're trying to build here at Itawamba.
We're going to take a break and hear a lot of words from our sponsors as we're about 8.5 minutes from the start of the second half here in Fulton. ICC leads it 1-0 here over Northwest in the nightcap. Back with more right after this as you're listening to the Little Caesars Halftime Report here on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza, then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6.
Pizza.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
Student involvement is a top priority here at Itawamba Community College.
If you want to be involved with student government, then the Student Government Association is the place for you.
If you have a stellar GPA, then Phi Theta Kappa is for you.
If you're interested in the diverse culture of our campus population, then the Diversity Club is for you.
If you're interested in leadership and service, then Indian Delegation is for you.
If you're majoring in computer programming or computer networking, then CPNA, the Computer Programming Networking Association, is for you.
If you're interested in good conversations and free lunch on Thursdays, then the Wesley Foundation is for you.
Our health science programs also have specific organizations for those majors.
Student Activities is excited to bring you new opportunities here at the ICC Tupelo campus.
Whatever your passion may be, we have a place for you.
This video is brought to you by Phi Theta Kappa, Beta Chi Sigma, Tupelo campus.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we could probably reset the clock and go ahead and get ready for the second half, as both teams are entering the pitch right now and the officials are out there as well. 1-0 is your score as we get set to start the second half of play. It'll be a First American National Bank kickoff here. ICC in the white kits and the Rangers in the all-blue kits here in Fulton. If you're just now joining us, the Lady Indians picked up a 3-2 overtime victory. We just put that game-winning goal on Twitter if you want to check it out. Grace Joyce golden goal. You can follow us on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. We'll probably see that again on Wednesday, maybe, for our Renaissance Bank What a Play Wednesday. As we're waiting to reset here, referees getting in position. Center ref waiting for the AR on the far side of the field to get set, and now we're going. ICC will have the First American National Bank kick to start the second half. Indians lead at 1-0. ICC moving left to right. The attack now on your screen. The Rangers will be moving into the zone right to left. It's Preston Maddox in net here for the Indians, I believe, to start the second half. So ICC with it now, trying to build on this 1-0 advantage. Indians kind of staying still here on the start of the second half. That one is going to stay in. Good hustle by Clayton O'Daniel. Sends it across the middle. Oh, Austin Rowell, his leg failed him that time as he whiffed on that kick attempt. And now the Rangers have it. Balachete, though, takes it away, and he is tripped up. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as Northwest going on the attack. As we're back to action right now, trying to make some adjustments with our camera. We do appreciate Ty running the camera, filling in for Rafael Henry. Now here comes the Rangers on the attack. Oh, great job just to clear that one out. Allow the defense to get back as we're joined back in the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association broadcast booth by Coach David Strother. Coach, sitting in the shade, a pretty big premium today as the sun has just been relentless all afternoon.
Yeah, not complaining about our location right now. This is really nice. We can see Coach Sullivan even in the little corner he's at right now at midline. He's still in the sun.
So the ball is going to be taken by the Rangers.
And even though it's the start of the second half, there's a little bit of a difference right here with Northwest, just breaking through the lines and some of their possession. So you can see that they're coming out with an energy. See an interesting way of maybe how they restructure themselves for the second half. Oh, that's a tough tackle. That's from behind.
So they're calling a stop on the clock here, and Coach Sullivan coming out getting vocal. Good sign of sportsmanship, though, by the young man from Northwest. He immediately knew that was a hard tackle, came up and checked on the ICC player. Made sure he was okay, helped him up, showed a good sign of sportsmanship there. So that will draw the yellow card. I'm not going to attempt to say that young man's last name because I know I will mess that up. So it'll be a free kick here for Gonzalez. The ball is going to be headed away and cleared by the Rangers out of bounds.
I don't think there's any personnel changes that Itawamba have seemed to make, but there are changes in regards to where these personnel are playing. You can see Brendan Kane's now on the right-hand side of the field, and they flip-flopped that with Raul, who's now on the left-hand side of the field.
So the ball went into the Forest, and they're able to get it back now. So the Rangers take it away on the throw-in. The Indians get it back. Heredia now sends it ahead. Brendan Kane lets it settle in traffic, trying to weave his way through traffic. Balachete now gets it back across the middle. Oh, good idea. Just Heredia not there at the right time, and a smart play by the keeper from Northwest to come up and make the play on the ball. So the Rangers trying to clear this thing out. The Indians want to keep it on their side of the pitch to stay on the attack here. They lead 1-0. Send it ahead, and now ICC clears it back, but right back to the Rangers. Then it goes out of bounds, so it'll go back to the Indians. 40 minutes to play here, 1-0 is the score. Coach, let's talk about a little bit of strategy here for both teams. Let's start with the Indians.
Yeah, so the Indians, I mean, they didn't really change tactically. They still have the one forward up top. So I was wondering if they'd make any adjustments with that. The only thing I have seen that they have adjusted is just flip-flopping those outside wings. And so with that flip-flop, now you'll probably see Brendan Kane get the opportunity to take the ball inside a little bit more off of his right foot, put it on his left foot, and he's very good and capable of scoring with his left. So be interesting to see how the build-up goes. Seems to be a lot of diagonal balls going also for Itawamba.
So that ball is just going to be sent out of bounds. There'll be a corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians. Now let's put the opposing team coach's shoes on you. For the Rangers, what are you looking for to find this equalizer?
Well, one thing I've noticed that they've changed just in the first 5 minutes is the forward that they have, number 15. He's now playing in the half space in between the center back and the defensive midfielder for Itawamba. He was playing high on his line, right up against our center back, and so now he's finding these little pockets, and he's already gotten on the ball 3 different times, and it seems like they're trying to find his feet and then play out of that, and that'll be interesting to see because he's not really looking to turn and dribble by himself. He's just getting the ball and dropping it down to his midfielders and trying to find angles to his outside mids.
So a little bit of gamesmanship. We saw the Lady Rangers do a little bit of it in the women's game. The Indians taking their time getting to that corner kick, as it's going to be broken up nicely that time by the Rangers, and that's just part of the game.
It is. I didn't know if you noticed that or not during our game, but thought the goalkeeper for Northwest was pretty adamant on not necessarily putting a save when she didn't have to make a save. She just tapped the ball down and keep it at her feet.
And as we said, nothing, Indians could do the same thing as well as the Rangers did, so nothing really just poor sportsmanship about it.
But
just
it's frustrating.
Yeah, it's frustrating whenever it's happening to you and the referees are not speeding things up.
No, absolutely.
So that ball is going to be sent into Firewater Creek. None of the fans making an effort to help out with that ball either. So the Indians are going to have to search this one down. The much rain that's been through the area, it could be a little deeper than normal over there. So now the Northwest keeper is going to send one over to the side for the Indians. Now, I do know their coach, at the end of the day, if y'all go to chase down balls, there's one in that corner near the bridge, and this one is going to be about midway down. Now, there is one behind the goal here on the other side, but now, they're down to 2 balls on the pitch right now.
Just another reason that we need a fence. Whenever these balls are over $100 each, it's a little frustrating whenever we lose 3 balls, maybe 4 balls a match.
Here come the Rangers on the opportunity here. Balachette, beautifully done that time. Now hold on. He made a clean play on the ball. Oh, tough break there for the Indians. What a beautiful defensive play that time by Luan. And then he just oversold it with the flop that time, and the referee bit it. That was just a beautiful effort by Balachette, and that was taken away by a bad call by the official.
I thought every time that Northwest had these types of opportunities in the first half, they were dangerous, and this is something that Itawamba is obviously going to need to respect. Being this close to goal in the way that they've had good chances in the first half.
Yeah, so an opportunity here for the Rangers to find the equalizer. The Rangers run another player on the field without subbing him in. They bend it and they stop it, do the Indians. Well, number 24 literally just ran onto the field from the bench without being waved in.
Not really sure what's going on.
Because they had a substitution down here in front of them as number 6 checked off the field. So they're saying they might have got a yellow card. I didn't see one issued, though.
But even if the yellow was issued, the substitution has to take place at midline. You can't just randomly, free-flowingly step onto the pitch.
Yeah. Second time we've seen that today by Northwest. Only the first time they got away with it, or at least to our knowledge. Good job that time by Gonzalez just to throw his body out there in front of the ball. And now the Indians trying to return the ball on the other end. 1-0, still your score here. And now here comes the Rangers with the opportunity on the other end. They swing it out wide, put the left foot on it, and the save is made. Nicely done that time. So now here come the Indians on the other end. They just send it ahead. will be easily stopped that time by the Rangers. 34 minutes, 44 seconds remaining in this one.
This is good possession by Itawamba, just not needing to pressure anything. You're already up by 1 goal, and this is something I always enjoy watching with teams where sometimes you feel like, oh, I got to go to goal. This is a good sequence of 10, 12 passes so far, and there's just no rush. It's gonna be interesting to see what Northwest does. Like, are they going to be willing to allow Itawamba just to possess here? And as of right now, they're content doing that.
O'Daniel with it, slips, gets it back though. Now sends it back out wide. Fires, and tough save made that time, but nicely done by the Rangers keeper Houston, coming up and making the stop. I've got that unofficially his 5th save of the match.
Yeah, and like I was stating before, that's just good soccer. It was possession, moving the ball side to side, not rushing. Even though it was a shot from distance, it was a quality shot from distance, and I thought Itawamba did a really good job of finding open pockets to hold possession.
Yeah, a little pushing and shoving going on that time as Clayton O'Daniel is caught for the push. Once again, things starting to get a little bit chippy here. Trio of subs getting set to check into the match for the Rangers. And so coming up on 33 minutes to play in this one, ICC with a 1-0 lead. Trying to stay in the chase for that North Division championship with the win this afternoon. Of course, Coach, we do want to remind everyone to go to letsgoicc.com to see all the changes to the schedule that has happened due to the weather this past week. I know the Hines match has gotten rescheduled. This game got flip-flopped back and forth a couple of times as well. Then the Jones game got moved, so
correct.
Basically almost a brand new schedule.
It seems like we got a brand new schedule as the summer was going on too, with LSU Eunice joining the Region 23, and that affected everything that we were doing for postseason play, and so now we're still adjusting. So thank you for being patient with us. It's not anything that we can control, but you're right. You need to do, for everyone that is a supporter of Itawamba soccer, you need to pay attention to the schedules, because we even have some matches that were scheduled to be double headers that are now going to be men only or women only.
Yeah, we'll make sure to have that completely updated over the weekend. We'll probably send out a press release as well for the updated schedules for those that might be interested in that. You can also follow us on Twitter at Let's Go ICC for more information on when the matches are played, when they are delayed, or maybe when they're moved to locations as well. Gordon just throwing fits all across the state.
That's right.
This past week.
And I was talking to one of my coaching friends down on the in the South Division. They said they believe, I think, maybe 2 more Hurricanes may be establishing the early stages. You know, there's nothing yet. It's just some systems that may look to come through back through the Gulf, and we just don't need any more of that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Now, one thing we will say is we're happy that our friends in the south part of the division dodged what was looking to shape up to be a hurricane. It did land, I think, 4 miles per hour underneath what was deemed a hurricane, and hopefully everyone and all the fans down there are safe and sound in the south part of the state.
And I thought the league did a really good job of communicating all the schools within the league. Also, majority of them in the South Division shut down their schools for the day, and then also opened up or continued to keep their dorms and their cafeterias open. So it was a very safe environment for everyone, and that just goes to the professionalism of how this league operates.
And there is a stoppage of play there, and I agree that 100%. And thank goodness for social media that you're able to get that message out to families and everyone a lot quicker now than in past situations like that there. So this will be a kick coming up here for the Indians. I tell you, I was watching on the Weather Channel, Coach, and things got serious when I saw the guy in Wiggins standing in front of Whistle Stop. I was concerned. Then I don't know if anybody has been to Wiggins, has ever ate at the Whistle Stop. If you have not and you're looking for some really good food, I do strongly suggest checking out the Whistle Stop.
Yeah, if anything's going to go, we don't want Whistle Stop to be missed.
That coming from a fat guy.
That's right.
So ICC now on the attack. Let's talk about the match in front of us here. As ICC now going on the attack, an opportunity here for the Indians. Oh, nicely done. Broken that one up. Now Daniel had it, but taken away I tell you, it seems like every time the Indians get a run going, the Northwest defense has been solid on that back line.
Yeah, and one thing that's a little bit different in this half that was in this first half is Itawama's not attacking with quite as many players as what they were. It seems to be consistently maybe 3 players once the ball is won and getting to the forward line. It's only 3 players, and off of what they were doing in the first half, it was actually closer to 5 and sometimes 6 players getting into the attack.
Balichetti with it now. Swings it out wide, going to drop it back. India's trying to go on the attack. They lead it 1-0 here. They let it settle now and want to eat up a little bit of this clock as well, but stay aggressive at the same time. Now here come the Indians. Across the middle. Oh, good idea, but Clayton O'Daniel's momentum carrying him away from the ball.
This is something very similar. If you were watching both matches, you saw in the women's game against Itawamba earlier today, where they're just sitting in and not really looking to press forward, just content with sitting back and waiting for 1 or 2 moments to counter and not really build up much of an attack.
Well, that time the ball is sent out of bounds and nearly into the face of a fan out there underneath the cypress tree, as substitutions will come in here for the Rangers. And it's one of those situations where I think both those players were taking the opportunity to catch their breath, taking their time to go get the ball. 28 minutes, 29 seconds to play here. As that ball's being pinballed around, and the Indians will let it settle. Oh, just a lazy touch that time, or basically Balichetti sent it ahead, trying to think one of his teammates would get to it, and he did not. So the Rangers take advantage. Looking to go to work now. Tries to send it across the middle. Cleared out. I believe that was Parrish who cleared it out. Yes, it was. And now the ball goes back to the Rangers. Looking for the cross. Nobody there in ICC. That's Gonzalez. Gonzalez wants to send it ahead. This is Clayton O'Daniel. O'Daniel trying to find the ball. Now does so.
It's good work by Brendan Kane to get ahead of it and try to at least give him an extra number to try to create 1v2 situations.
So the Rangers had numbers back on the backside that time, now trying to get out in transition. Has a man streaking down the sideline, and here comes the opportunity here for the Rangers, looking for the equalizer with 27.5 seconds, or 27.5 minutes. Cross. Do you consider that a shot on goal at that angle?
It's definitely a cross.
Yeah. Unless you could put a blinker on those types. Not really a shot on goal there.
Although our women's statisticians, I've had to talk with them about that, because after that first game, I think one of the teams we were playing had 26 shots on goal, and had to let them know that that wasn't exactly accurate.
It was one of those where
looks great for our goalkeeper stats, but we don't want opponents to think that they can put 26 shots on us.
It's one of those when you sent me the stats. I know you sent them to me in a hurry, and I knew you were out of town. I was like, I'm gonna let him look over these before I get back with him on that. And you did quite promptly. As now here come the Indians trying to go on the attack. Ball is wisely sent out of bounds that time.
You know, with just over 25 minutes left to go, I do think that for Northwest to get into this game and actually get a goal, they're going to have to change what they're doing. You know, sitting back is good and they're organized, but they don't have enough going forward to be threatening. And it'll be interesting to see. I know that's a new coach within the league, and he comes from a high school program in that community. And so to see how he adjusts to this, it's going to be interesting, because right now Itawamba is holding 4 defenders on their back line, and Northwest is only going with 1 forward. And last time I checked, 4v1 is pretty good odds.
So now the Rangers send it ahead in a hurry here. Oh, ball takes a very friendly bounce for the Rangers to stay in bounds. Northwest trying to find the equalizer here. They trail 1-0 with just inside 26 minutes left to go here in the second half. Now they send it ahead. Gonzalez has an opportunity here. If he can get to it in a hurry, no. And once again, the Rangers doing a good job. Now they lost it, though. Gonzalez gets it back, and he is knocked to the pitch. And Gonzalez just did a great job of sticking around and battling and creating the opportunity there for the Indians.
Yeah, it's great to see John Gonzalez do such hard work going down the line. You know, this is his 3rd season with the program. Unfortunately, took an injury last year and decided to redshirt. So it's exciting to see him come back and contribute as much as what he's doing. He's been very, very solid across the back line, and I think he's more dynamic. He's able to run forward like that. So good effort on his part, and he even stayed up there to get onto this free kick. So maybe he'll be rewarded for his efforts and get a chance to put one away.
So now they're going to get the ball lined up here. They're going to move it back pretty far from where the actual play occurred because there's a lot of dirt or turf cut up that time.
It's actually not a bad thing. I think it gives us
Yeah,
a little bit
like
better angle. Brendan Kane set up for this left-footed, so he may try to bend this towards the goal. Or he may get a little selfish and try to put it on frame. But I think regardless, he's going to try to put it in that 6-yard area on the backside of goal.
So he does send it ahead, looking for the backside, and once again the Rangers there to break it up nicely. Boy, I tell you what, if I've said that once, I've said that probably about a half a dozen times or more this afternoon. That back line for the Rangers have been outstanding, helping out their keeper this evening.
Yeah, they've been very organized back there, and it's nice to see. You know, there's been a time in this league where defensive organization was kind of irrelevant. Now you see more and more teams building off of defending first, and then get into the attack. And it just shows, once again, just the level of this league and how smart the coaches are becoming and how organized the teams are. And it just makes for an exciting brand of soccer. For me as a coach, it's great to coach in. It challenges me, and I know it does the same thing for Coach Sullivan as well.
Well, Coach, you've been here 5 years now?
This is 4th season.
4th season. Talk about this, the growth of the league as a whole.
Well, so, you know, I've actually been in this league
That's
a few other times. And so, you know, I think I have maybe 11 years of experience within this league. I've coached in the South Division with 2 different programs, and now in the North Division with the Lady Indians here. And it's just what I was stating. It's become a very competitive league that in years past we would kind of sort of stay in Mississippi and just play Mississippi teams, and everybody would kind of beat up on one another. But you know, there's been different rules that have expanded the game for international recruiting, and it's made for better competition and better soccer, and it's allowed the game to just be played better. You know, you go watch high school games in Mississippi, and it's a lot of kick it and go get it, and there's nothing wrong with that because it works at that level. But that's what this level used to be, and now it's a lot more possession based. It's a lot more of conceptual defending, and it's a fun brand to watch, and it's also a fun brand to coach in.
Now the Rangers trying to find the equalizers, swinging across the opposite side of the pitch. They fire it inside, and the Indians are going to clear it out. Kirkpatrick there to keep it from going out of bounds. And the Rangers, though, take it back. This one just maybe a little bit of frustration that time on the part of the Rangers, as even their coach from the sideline just yelled and asked him, what are you doing there? But coach, in this type situations, the heat, the score, the fact that you've still got a goose egg on the board right now, those frustrations tend to sit in a little bit more.
Yeah, and I always tell my team the rule is if you can hit it and you can put it on frame, or you feel like you can, hit it. I don't care if you're 20 yards away from goal or on the other side of the field on the defensive 18-yard line. You know, I'll go ahead and I'll give Fran credit for the goal that she took today. It was a horrible angle, and it was a horrible chance, and she puts it on frame, and the goalkeeper was not aware or ready for it, and it goes in. And so whenever you're taking those types of chances, you're just giving yourself an opportunity to score. You can't score if you don't try to at least shoot it. And so I know the coach was frustrated off of that shot, but, you know, for 22, if he feels comfortable from hitting from distance, go ahead. See what happens next time around.
Yeah, it's one of those, if it don't go in, you get yelled at. If it goes in, you're brilliant. Now here comes the Indians. Send it ahead. Opportunity here for ICC. Oh, Kirkpatrick had a great opportunity there and a lot of contact inside the box, and they said continue to let him play.
Yeah, it's a good look by him. You saw where he was trying to go with that as the line was separating with the 2 center backs. He was trying to slot the ball back through for number 17. I believe that's Raul for us. And just the center backs, like what we said time and time again, they've just been organized, and they were one step ahead.
Well, Coach, during halftime, we were able to put your golden goal on Twitter, so we do want to invite the fans to go back and relive that. Raphael Henry on the sideline had some great footage of that. We'll also have the footage from up top camera, and as I said, I do apologize. Hopefully I did not damage anyone's speakers that were watching back at home.
We appreciate the excitement, man. That's fantastic.
So now the Indians send it ahead, and once again the defense there for the Rangers. 38 seconds to play in this one. The ICC with a 1-0 lead.
And I still think there's a goal left in this match. I don't think this is going to end 1-0. You know, I think that Northwest, you know, depending on what they do tactically, maybe in the next 20 minutes or so, can put this into a 1-1 with opportunity for overtime. But Itawamba is dynamic and dangerous enough going forward where they can make this 2-0 in a very, very quick amount of time.
So the Indians with it, trying to see if they can get that. I guess you say just tack on that extra goal here, just get that 2-goal advantage. They send it ahead, and no, just a good idea. Was looking for number 12 that time for the Indians. That was Cameron Kane, and just took a high hop away from Cameron. A tough break there for the Indians, a nice idea. So Kane breaks that one up. Austin Rowell with it now. And he's going to let it settle and finds it back to Balichete. Not a bad idea right now if you're the Indians. Leading 1-0. If you don't have to force the issue, as you talked about earlier, Coach, just kind of let it settle, work the ball around and see if you can eat up some of the clock. But instead, the turnover gives it back to the Rangers now. Rangers with it, trying to go in motion to see if they can find that equalizer. Instead, it was taken away that time by Rainey. Rainey looking to go to work now. Dribbling a lot of the field, and then just a bad touch as he sent it behind Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick having to chase that one down before it goes out of bounds. Gets it now, puts a foot on it, tries to send it inside, broken up nicely by the Rangers. Northwest with it now. Time of possession, field of possession has been controlled by the Indians most of the game, but the Rangers have played well, kind of taking away some of the angles and the opportunities they've had at building on this lead. This one ahead. Now here comes an opportunity for the Indians. Squares and finds it home. The Indians finally get to stick one home. And that's what you talked about. Stay patient. Take your opportunities. Eventually one will break through, and the Indians now go up 2-0.
Yeah, and it's a great composure by Raul right at the front of goal. You know, sometimes you feel rushed, and sometimes you feel like, oh, I've got to take this first time. And it was nice to see him take that extra touch and just tuck it away on the right side of the goalkeeper.
Austin Rowell stuck that one home for the Indians. 2-0 now is the lead. 18:31 to go here in the contest. That was a big goal there for Rowell. Was Balichete on the assist?
I believe he was.
I believe he was. So the Rangers with it now. Now, Coach, with 18 minutes, still a lot of time left to be played, but for the Rangers, sense of urgency needs to peak a little bit.
Yeah, things need to change a little bit. You know, maybe even take it and put more forwards up top. Maybe put one of your backline players and give them a little bit of freedom to run forward. But if they stay in this low block of this 4-5-1, it's just going to be tough for them to go score goals.
Brian Huckabee has checked into the contest. He was our, now that I think about it, he was our Little Caesars punt, pack, and kick guy last night during the football game and nearly had a chance to stick that one home. He had the field goal opportunity, but I think he had a little bit too much soccer in him, as he would have been a beautiful shot on goal.
I don't even think
it was a little low.
Yeah, I don't even think that thing got up off the ground. So
yeah.
I was watching it. I was watching in the stands and actually sitting there kind of close to the men's soccer team as that was going on. And I was impressed with his throw.
Yeah.
Thought the punt was a little questionable.
Yeah, very.
But I mean, he put himself in a good position for about a 30-yard field goal, and yeah, it just didn't go in his favor.
Well, he probably had. The clock needs to start. So they're going to reset the clock to 14 minutes. So they reset the clock to 15:40 now.
That's actually pretty accurate. I've been watching on my clock. I'm actually at 28:30 with my clock going, so 28:30 in.
AR came over once again. I've been impressed, except for a couple of calls that mathematically didn't make sense on you guys not get some corners in your women's match. It's a couple of Rangers collapse into each other, but for the most part, she's done a good job of coming in and kind of taking charge of things.
Yeah, we talked about earlier this the level of the league and how it's improved. Everything within the league seems to be getting a little bit better. Even the understanding and officiating. Officials getting educated like what our coaches in our league are getting educated and learning new licenses and getting new badges. And so it's just making for a better league, and it's real exciting to play in and be a part of.
Well, the player from Northwest having to tie his shoe in this situation. That's actually a break for the Indians, as that's letting time continue to roll off the clock. One of those right now, if you're a Northwest fan, kind of frustrating because he had the shoe tied and then had to retie it again. So now they're set to go.
Got a double knot, Gore. You got a double knot.
That is true. That is true.
Talk to my 8-year-old about it.
So the ball is sent down the pitch. You're right, Sid would put me in my place.
She's just proud of herself because she has learned how to double knot.
Yes.
So.
I saw the other night, I think I was watching preseason NFL game. They now have Velcro laces.
Life's getting tough, man.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on the Back to the Future Nikes.
Well, they have those.
What?
Yes. You just don't you're like me, you don't have $1,700 to pay for a pair of shoes.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. I went out to cover an AFL game in San Jose, and that's when they came out and they had them on display at one of the Nike stores near where the championship game was being played. So I went and checked it out, and yeah, they're pretty awesome.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So then I'll just wait on the hoverboards then.
There you go. So that ball thrown in.
Oh, thank you.
There
No,
you go.
hey, listen, no.
Yes.
Don't want to call you out. Don't want to, you
No,
call your
that's
game.
That's how I learn. So now the ball being sent to the middle of the pitch. Speaking of that, learning like the terminology, field, pitch, and things like that, I referenced that in the football game at Pearl River a couple of weeks ago. Talked about a fumble on the pitch.
Oh, wow.
And so, it's one of those I said that, and I'm like, I'm not even a soccer guy. What's going on here?
It gets in your blood, man.
It does. It does. And I'll say that, me, and I say I'm not a soccer guy. I'm not. Grew up in Calhoun County when it wasn't a prevalent sport, and it is one of these things that I have learned, and it's growing on me. I enjoy it. I even caught myself watching some of the Premier League the other day at the house. So there you go. As a hard contact, and referees say play on as the ball rolls out of bounds. It's going to be Northwest ball. Joe Rainey doing the smart thing, saying, okay, well, if it's their ball, they got to go get it.
Yeah, and these are those set pieces that are dangerous, even with 12 minutes left to play. This is where it allows Northwest to get their numbers forward. They don't have to worry about building up to get their numbers forward. Just on a corner kick, they're able to get into the box, and you can hear Coach Sullivan on the sideline making sure that all of his defensive players are organized.
So this will be a corner opportunity coming up here. We'll get it off probably a few ticks before 12 minutes left on the clock. Only the second corner opportunity for the Rangers. The header too high.
There were actually some good positions for Northwest. I thought they were in a good location there. The ball just came a little bit too high, but you had two Northwest attackers that were in prime areas to connect on the ball and make it a goal-scoring opportunity.
So a break there for the Indian. The score remains 2-0 now. We're coming up on 11.5 to play in the contest. ICC trying to complete the sweep of the Rangers this afternoon in Fulton. Lady Indians pick up a golden goal in the opening moments of overtime. You can see that on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. And so the Indians trying to complete the sweep here in the nightcap. They lead it 2-0. Out wide they go to Austin. Send it ahead, a little too far ahead for the Indians to be able to get to. And so it'll be Rangers ball on the near side of the pitch. 11 minutes to play here in the contest. So once again, still 11 minutes, a lot of time to play. As you said, as the Indians take this one away, Huckabee with it.
First touch getting that space by Huckabee.
And wow, once again, they're going to give that to the Rangers. So a break there, in my opinion, for Northwest, as they'll have the goal kick coming up here. 10.5 to play. Well, Coach, as you mentioned, though, Northwest did get 2 goals in the span of about 17 seconds in a match earlier, so that just shows you how dangerous this team is. So 10 and a half minutes is an eternity, but once again, the Rangers do have to start kind of pushing the button a little bit.
Yeah, and you can see in the video if you're watching on the screen right now, they've got now their left forward and their right forward a little bit higher up the field. Just going to be interesting to see if they're able to connect with those guys. So just being up there is part of the process. You just have to make sure you're connecting to them also. But they're not sitting back quite so much. So a little bit of a tactical adjustment already. We'll just have to see how they play out of it.
So the Rangers with it on the far side of the pitch. Trying to go to work here. Oh, nicely done to get it away from the ICC defenders. This ball is batted away, and ICC has a chance to take it away now, but good hustle by the Rangers to get it back. Crawwell steps in front of that one, and then ICC takes it away. Brandon Kane with it now, sends it to Huckabee. Huckabee's going to poke it out wide for the Indians. Looking to go to work here on the offensive attack, see if they can build on this 2-0 advantage. A little shake and bake on the far side of the field. Good defense, though, from the Rangers. A little pushing and shoving going on as the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in here, and I believe it will be Indian ball, and yes, it will be.
Yeah, I think he was calling. Maybe he's blowing the whistle just to get him to back off from one another a little bit. So good control by the center official, not to just create a free kick off of something by just 2 college guys being physical with one another.
So the Indians reverse the pitch now on the near side. Now go inside to Huckabee. Huckabee. Ball popped off hard off his feet. Now he's going to let it settle. Drops it back to Rowell. Rowell looks for the cross over the middle. And once again, nicely done by the defense of the Rangers as Brendan Kane had actually snuck on the backside, was broken up on the cross. This ball's been pinballed around and whistle blown here. And so it'll be a free kick coming up for the Rangers. But if you're an ICC fan, you say run, clock, run. 8:15 and counting here. Substitution coming in here for the Indians.
Yeah, it'd be great to come away with 6 points, total for today. Both teams earning North Divisions early this season against East Central, and coming away with a second match in the North with another 3 points. It put both the men and women sitting in at first place, or at least tied for first place in the North. And best way to make the playoffs is by staying in first place.
Coach, where do you go next? I don't have my schedule here.
So we travel to Holmes on Tuesday.
Be a big match.
It is, yeah. So they're, I believe they're undefeated right now. I think they're in a match currently. Like while we're live streaming this game, they're at East Central, and so the outcome of that game could dictate who remains in first place and whatnot. But they're number 18 right now, I believe, in the nation, and they've done some really good things this year. We've seen some similar opponents than they have. Score lines have been very similar, and we know that it's going to be a good test for us. Holmes is always organized and plays a good match against us.
And he just tries to throw it in and nearly throws it out of bounds. ICC clears it out. Rowell has it, lost it, gets it back, lost it, gets it back. Good hustle that time by Austin Rowell. He's just going to wisely send this one down the pitch. Now here comes the opportunity here for Brendan Kane. Squeezes it inside, fires, and no. Beautiful save that time. And Kane is down in a heap as he is holding his ankle.
Definitely don't want to see him down, see if he can stand up, because in reality that was just really, really good soccer, both on the offensive side and the defensive side, and the goalkeeper included. A great transition moment for Itawamba to break out, a great recovery run by the center backs of Northwest, and even the goalkeeper's reactions and his angles. It was an exciting play to watch. Thought Brendan did a great job with his first touch, bringing it down and putting it still in a direction of going to goal and being dangerous. So I know he didn't want to take that hit, but it was a great first touch on his part.
So it will be a corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians on the far side of the pitch. 2-0 is your score. Clock approaching 6 minutes left in the contest.
He looks like they'll probably go short to Luan here if he runs outside. Now 24 is starting to mark him, and so they'll probably redirect it and change the concept of what they want to do.
So basically he runs up like they're talking, and then they set it back into play. Sends it across the middle, broken up nicely by the Rangers. Ball loose on the pitch, still loose. The Indians let it settle and take over, and Gonzalez with it now. Goes out wide to Balachete. Balachete wanting to go to work one-on-one. Got the defenders on his toes out there. Good defense, though, as now, as soon as I said that, Balichetti blows right by him. Tries to get in traffic and taken away by the Rangers.
And he's such a deceiving attacker. He's so deceiving on the dribble. And so right when you think you have him in an area that you can go and win the ball, he'll probably meg you and then go into the open space that he runs by. So crafty on the ball, so skillful on the ball, and that's just that Brazilian flair that he brings to the game.
So they do get it back to Balichetti, wanting to work one-on-one. Drops it off to Rowell. Had the ball taken away by the Rangers, and now the Rangers trying to reverse the field. Here comes an opportunity for Northwest. Rangers trying to push it up the pitch. Gonzalez getting back nicely, breaking it up, and then the Indians cleared away. Good job by John Gonzalez. He was a long way from the ball that time, Coach. Hustled down and didn't really get on the ball, but took the proper angle, got in front of him, and broke it up.
Yeah, a lot of defending is just about denying where they want to go with it, and I thought you were exactly right. He kind of overcompensated and overcommitted around midline, got burned, and the forward advanced past him. So his recovery run to get back and just get him an ankle to slow down the play was just a really good job on his part.
Yeah, he's done a lot of things that won't show up in the box score. That has really helped the Indians maintain this 2-0 lead right now.
And that's just the type of player that John is. Like you said, he's probably not going to have the statistics. He'll have the minutes for sure because Coach Sullivan's going to play him as much as he possibly can. But he's not going to have the goals nor the assists. But he keeps that back line organized, especially whenever Ryan Parker is not in these center back position able to give communication.
So the ball is being tossed in. Rowell in trouble. And wow.
So he's going to let the advantage play here for a change, and we'll see where it goes.
And that side referee took a spike to her leg, and she is hurting. Or maybe her hand that time, as she just instinctively tried to catch the player that was almost going to go feet over head that time. And so now the Rangers with it on the far side of the pitch, inside 3.5 to play now. And Gonzalez takes it away from the Rangers. Well, the shadows starting to stretch across the field here, and that means one thing and one thing only. We're getting closer and closer to that part of the year, Coach, where we have to move the matches up an hour to that 1-3 start due to the sun setting quicker.
That's right. And, man, we're so glad that it didn't go longer into overtime because that's something we always run into. But it's been a beautiful day here at the Itawamba Soccer Complex. And fortunately, it was about 45 seconds extra before overtime to end today, and it hasn't affected the men's kickoff too terribly much.
So the Rangers with it, tough defense by the Indians, and they take it away. Nicely done that time by the Indians. Didn't give them any type of angle to attack on. And now I think you're starting to see the Rangers maybe a little bit here starting to get gas, coaches. They're not making the substitutions quite as often as Coach Sullivan has this afternoon.
Yeah, and right now with only 2.5 minutes to go, you really don't have the luxury of making substitutions because you want to keep the tempo going. So it's just going to come down to these last 11 players for Northwest just finishing strong and seeing if they can get that goal that gets them closer. Because what we talked about before, they're capable of scoring 2 quick goals in a short amount of time, but they got to get that first one.
So the Indians win that 50-50 ball. Balichetti sets it back to Heredia. They're just going to leave it out wide to Rainey. Nicely done by the Rangers that time to try to put pressure on the ball and get it back. Now you're starting to see them really extend this defense, Coach.
Yeah, this is really nice, just opening up and not really feeling like they got to go to goal. I mean, it's a minute and a half to play. Northwest is sitting back and just going back and forth with the ball. It's really nice to see by Itawamba, and this will open up a sequence where maybe eventually they'll take the ball down to the corner or play a loose pass like what just took place. And but to win it back and now go into possession, it looks really nice by Itawamba.
So the Indians still staying consistent here. Now we're going to try to go to the backside to Austin Rowell, and does not have the angle, or no, he does. And it's actually sent out of bounds, and it's going to go out of bounds. Now you're starting to see a lot of players grab their shin guards, pull up their shin guards, get into the socks, and basically all that's doing is bending forward, trying to find that extra air in the lungs.
That's right. That's just trying to get the legs done for this game and start the recovery mode for the next game on Tuesday for us, and I believe on Wednesday for Northwest. It's a tough, grinding schedule, and it's never an easy task for these players to exert so much energy in such quick time frames.
Yeah, and sports science did prove that leaning forward and extending, like in that reverse L position, the 7 position, does help you get more air in your lungs.
I didn't know that, man.
I didn't either. That shows sports science will study anything. And Gore will apparently watch anything.
And this is just that sportsmanship you were talking about. This is a natural position for a lot of teams that are ahead by a few goals, just taking the ball to the corner and just killing off time.
20 seconds to play here in this one, and the Indians are going to be able to hang on and complete the sweep of the Rangers with a 2-0 victory here. Coach, let's quickly go into our Renaissance Bank postgame report. Your thoughts on this afternoon's game?
Yeah, I think Itawamba did enough to get the result. You know, they were organized all the way through the back line, weren't really challenged except for whenever set pieces came through, and so you know it's a credit to them to not just get a win but get a shutout win. That always says a lot for how you defend. And for Northwest, you know, they just still in a little bit of a growing stage early on in the season where they're organized defensively, but they're going to have to find a way to just be a little bit more aggressive going forward in the attack.
Well, the Indians pick up the win 2-0 here in the nightcap. Goals from Austin Rao and Luan Balachete on the afternoon. I believe Luan also had an assist along with Clayton O'Daniel for the Indians. ICC had 13 shots, 8 of those on goal. The Rangers 11 shots, 6 on goals. 9 corner kicks for the Indians, only 2 for the Rangers, and that's going to do it. In the women's match, ICC wins it 3-2, and with a golden goal from Grace Joyce. And Coach, just your final thoughts on the day as a whole.
That was a great day to be an Indian. So 6 points on the day. Day off to just recover our bodies, and we'll start back to training on Sunday and get ready for Holmes. Women's match at 2 o'clock down at Freedom Ridge Park, and men's match at 4 o'clock. Both are going to be very competitive contests for the men and women. So we're just going to make sure that we're trying to focus on our details and get ready for them.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. Be sure and share those congratulations with Coach Mike Sullivan. That's going to do it for today's broadcast of ICC Athletics here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. We say good evening and have a blessed weekend. And as always, Roll Tribe.